just referring there to Zhou. Chinese Taipei trying to come straight back. And that's a looping ball in. Played across there by Huang. Got a problem with the name on his shirt. Not as long, but at least he's found one in there. And hooked over the head, but straight to goalkeeper Ho Yuen. That early goal really does settle you down, doesn't it? If you're Hong Kong, it really unsettles you if you're Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, it will do.
Means they've not scored and they've conceded 5 times already in the
Certainly
tournament.
just deals with the confidence. Again, they're going long, going direct.
Yeah, just have to beware not to get into offside positions. But that back line already looks vulnerable. For Hong Kong, it means they've scored 4 and conceded just 1 so far, so an ideal start for them. Maybe without stressing the point too much, that European experience from Nando and Jordi can count for something.
Certainly will come into play as the tournament progresses on.
And that is Nando. He's 25 years of age, so from Barcelona. He was voted the Player of the Year in Hong Kong in 2014. He's got work to do here, maybe. Leaves it actually to his colleague, and the clearance will be effected. He's very much the one who marshals that defence, isn't he, Nando?
He will be. That experience is absolutely vital. Mentioning some of the decision-making of these youngsters in this final third. Not just this game, but the tournament in general. It's interesting to see that I've seen a lot of managers go for a goalkeeper and a centre-half as their over 23 player. I think it's absolutely vital. You just have that experience there.
Just think that Hong Kong made those 4 changes, though. You know, they've just won a game 3-1. You might not be too pleased if you were left out after that sort of a scoreline. He'll have had his reasons, will the coach? I suppose in another way it gives an opportunity to other players in the squad to settle into it when they are needed. They don't feel as unusual with the surroundings. Oof, is he onside here? The flag stays down. Surely number 2, it is. Oh, the defence has gone AWOL yet again, and Hong Kong race into a 2-0 lead, and Georges, the man from Spain, has got the 2nd goal here. He plays for the Kichi club in Hong Kong. Where was the defence? We looked offside there.
Well, they keep a very, very high line. I mentioned the ball in behind them right at the start of the game. That's something that Hong Kong could really capitalise on. Man of his experience one-on-one, just composes himself brilliantly. Side-foots it into the net. 2 very, very cheap goals to give away, but certainly doing Hong Kong's goal difference a world of good.
He never looked like missing.
No, he didn't. The minute he went through, he was always in control of the shot.
It's funny, isn't it? Some players in that sort of a situation, they can be like rabbits in the headlight, but he just looked totally confident, knew exactly what he was going to do, and slipped it past the keeper, no problem.
Some of these youngsters, when you go through on goal, you have a lot of time to think about it, and you kind of think, where do I go? And watching Syria last night, 1 or 2 opportunities going towards the near post when they should have gone across. I mean, this could be a very, very long half for Chinese Taipei, because they've not started very well. Defence look very, very vulnerable, and it's the one ball that's really hurting them.
Just worth a reminder that there are 3 overage players allowed in the squad. It's close. A bit offside.
It is. I mean, when you see it again, but you have to give the benefit of the doubt because it is that tight. I think the lines would have known it was certainly offside with that.
Well, the thing about him is he would have known possibly, but of course you don't let that affect you at all. You just get on with it, don't you? And go on and get the 2nd goal. Dream start for Hong Kong. Horrible start for Chinese Taipei, whose goalkeeper's in the thick of things again now. Pan. not nice for keeper to be picking the ball out of his net twice in the first 10 minutes.
No, not really. I mean, he certainly has to take an element of responsibility for the first goal. The mistake to come all that way and not go for the parry. Second goal, stayed as big as long as possible, but surely he had that experience and composure to play it past him. I mean, they are looking for that ball over the top every single time. It's the high line that Chinese Taipei are looking to play, but I mean, the goal was just lack of experience from the centre-half, going tight when you know the ball's going to go in behind.
The centre-half is actually the only young one in the back line, because their three overage players are the goalkeeper, who's 26, the left fullback, who is 25, and Wang Rui, who is also 25. So three of the back line are overage players.
Yeah, when Chen went forward and just got caught ball watching a little bit.
It's an easy game from here, isn't it? It always was from the commentary box. It can happen to any team, but it was the last thing that Chinese Taipei could afford. They've now conceded 6 times, and they might make that 7 in a moment. They're on the back foot yet again, but they do have 3 back. As Georges makes a nuisance of himself once more, and will get the free kick. Oh, he's had a good start, hasn't he? To give him his full name, it's Georges Tares Paramo. Yeah, he's old manned him as well there.
Yeah.
Although the defender was the 25-year-old Wang. So, can they make it 3 with the free kick to come from Huai Lam? Plenty in here, plenty in red shirts available. I think the whistle had gone anyway, but it's wide from this man who's really in focus, isn't he? He's the central figure in this game at the moment.
Yeah, he got a good run just across Chow there. Just got quite a directed header. It was a difficult one, which is going a little bit behind you. He certainly looks up for it. He's led from the front really well. The runs that he's made have been excellent so far.
My overall feeling from the 2 games that we saw yesterday, you and I saw the first of the games together, and then you went off to another match from the one I was covering, but is that everybody's got 2 or 3 really good players,
yeah.
And some of the others sort of fill in the holes almost, without being too disrespectful to them. Others may come to the fore as the competition progresses. But they've all got 2 or 3 really good players. That's cleverly done. Nice play. And once again, that back line is in trouble. They just don't get the ball away convincingly. This time they did manage to get it up to halfway. It's going to come their way again. More width about the Hong Kong side. They've had this lovely start to the match. And even when Chinese Taipei get a toe in, they succeed in giving the ball back to the opposition. This will be a goal kick. 14 minutes played, Hong Kong lead by 2.
It's been a perfect start, really has. Gifted an early goal from a long throw. They seem to be on the front foot. They just seem a little bit fresher, just with that extra game's rest that they've had.
Yes, just to reiterate, there are 5 teams in this group. Some groups only 4. And the match is being spread around different stadiums in the west of the country, or near Palembang, which is the joint host city, along with Jakarta. That's one for the goalkeeper. Is that his first touch of the ball? I think it may be. Ho Chun Nguyen is the goalkeeper, plays for the Liman club. Lau. He's over the top, and again he's onside here. There's a man in the middle. George was in the middle, ready and waiting. But this time, it's overrun by Chung. Nice enterprising stuff from Hong Kong.
I thought I've been really impressed with them early on. Certainly a game they probably felt, you know, you mentioned the changes that had been made. It may have felt that they were going to be stronger than Chinese Taipei with the games that they played, the fatigue that they're playing under at the moment. But they're playing to a good game plan. Might be a little bit direct early on, but it's certainly been very effective for them. The players know where the ball's going. And that's the big difference. That you can see they play to a game plan. To the attacking players are playing a lot higher. Rather than everyone coming short for the ball and the ball's going over the top, they know the ball's going to be going over the top, so they're chasing onto it early. I'm amazed that the Chinese Taipei, the back four, just haven't dropped 5-10 yards. Stop that ball going in behind.
Nando, using all his experience, spreading the play out to Chung. Plays for Taipo, 2 or 3 players from that particular club. Quite a few play for Pegasus as well. There used to be a very, very famous old amateur club called Pegasus in England, who were forever reaching the FA Amateur Cup final, which was a big deal in the 50s. Basically, they were a university side. And it is Hong Kong again on the front foot. Offside though. Offside against Chung, who made his under-23 debut 4 years ago. So they've obviously spotted him early. Pan with the clearance. Already the possession back with those in red. The Dragons of Hong Kong. That's not a good ball. Let's see if the goalkeeper can find one of his own this time. Yes, he can. Bowls it out, underarm. We've not really seen Chinese Taipei put together a move as such yet.
Well, they haven't. They've got no dominating in midfield. Giving away the ball far too cheaply. Just like little areas there. Got to be braver. Just try and take an extra touch, even with players around you.
And it's all right for people like us to say, you know, it's a learning curve for them as well, but it's nothing more dispiriting than getting beaten just about every time you're out there.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when you don't score a goal.
No, it's morally sometimes demoralising for players to be in that situation.
Every touch seems to be going the way of Hong Kong at the moment as well. They're finding their men quite easily. Once again, they concentrate in the move down the left-hand side. Broken up by Huang. There's the goal scorer, first goal scorer that was. Tang. And the coach, who is called Kenneth Kwok Karlok. Rolled out to Chen, the captain, who went to the University of Sport and is now with the National Sports Training Centre. He's actually won 34 senior caps and scored a couple of goals for the top team in Chinese Taipei. Which is based in Taiwan. A rather eerie atmosphere around at the moment. Always difficult when there are so many empty seats. But I'm sure those who are here are enjoying it. I think he thought he was going to go out there. In the end, he decides to give his goalkeeper a bit of work. And then Nando will just amble forward. Finds Lau, the captain of the side, who's actually trained with the likes of Barcelona and Aston Villa. Long and hopeful. I don't think we've ever had a Hong Kong player. It's 2-0, as you can see. I don't think we've ever had a Hong Kong player playing in the English Premier League.
Not that I'm aware of.
No, and yet, I forget who it is this year, there is a player who has arrived, and it makes it 100 and something countries that have been represented in English Premier League football now.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
When back in the day it was just the 3 foreigners that you were allowed. Now it's just a multitude of different nations.
Yep, it is incredible. It's a stroll in the park at the moment for Hong Kong.
Well, it really is. It's very, very difficult to mark against. I mean, Chinese Taipei are just looking to sit back every single time. Even for me, that's a fairly high line, just what they're playing at the moment. And the ball just creeps up to the halfway line.
I've remembered which country it is, by the way. It's the Philippines, the first ever player from the Philippines this time for an English Premier League side. That's going to be a free kick. Against Chow.
Yeah, sometimes you need that, just put a tackle in, put a foul in or something, just to try and give the players a little bit of a lift when you're not really having too much. To the ball, you're not really crazy. Just say sometimes, just go and put a challenge in. It just might just give the team a little bit of a lift. This is really important now. They just keep the ball for a period of time, which they've really struggled to do.
Throw in for Hong Kong. They got that very early lead inside the first 5 minutes from Tang Chung Lok. And they've increased it to with a second goal from Georges Paramot. And we're just about halfway through the first half, and that's a splendid tackle. That's the first time they've really had to make a tackle, and the one who did so was the captain. Onside again here, the flag stays down, keeper's miles off his line. Necessary intervention, at least he was in the right place with his wang to clear it when he had to do.
Well, again, ball over the top. Just see how high the line is. Keeper in absolute no man's land. Strange really, because the first 2 games he's pulled save after save after save. Even in the 4-0 defeats at Indonesia, first half he was absolutely excellent, but I don't know, he must have had a bad night's sleep, because at the moment he's everywhere.
He would have had no chance of that. It would have looked embarrassing if the ball had located the number 6 who was coming in. Tan would certainly have had a second goal for himself. Corner from Lam. There was Tan again. Oh, just too easy, isn't it? You wouldn't say there's a great height difference, but the skipper there, Lau, was in like a rocket.
It's a great delivery. It's the perfect one coming in from Langkawi. Just gets underneath it a little bit, almost timed his run perfectly, but still a decent effort there from the captain.
Well, Hong Kong will be delighted with this. I mean, they're just so much in control.
Yeah.
They must be thinking we can get half a dozen today.
Well, they'll know that the bigger test will lie ahead against Palestine and Indonesia. Lao, no disrespect to them, you probably feel that they could probably get points against them as well. So it's really important that they got off to a good start.
4 forward in red again. Here comes that first goal scorer, Tan. Plenty of blue shirts back there to defend. As the ball breaks to Long. No free kick this time. The referee from Malaysia with a good view of things, Mr. Shukri. Well, that's a lax moment. Took his eye off the ball at the crucial second, didn't it? It does enable Chinese Taipei to break through the centre circle, 2 ahead. Can they find something here? One of the rare opportunities they've had at the other end of the field. They've been defending for what, 80% of this match. It's a bit naive. Well, amazingly, they've still got the chance. Hong Kong would have been disappointed if they conceded there, because they had ample opportunities to get rid of the ball, which they do now. Well, the one in that back line who's looked reasonably steady so far has been Wang Rui. He's the one who conceded a corner, but at least he's been in the right place to do that. Just drifting at the moment. Just waiting for something to happen, and that's good. That was better. Chinese. You do expect the People's Republic of China to progress in world football because of the amount of money that's being spent there. Colossal, isn't it? And players, you know, Paulinho, I see, has gone back there as well, because his career really took off again amazingly when he left Brazil to go there, and, but he's decided to go back.
It's a strange one. John Driscoll and I were talking about that. Just seems there's no structure in China to really excel, and structure of developing players is not quite there because they've got the number of people to do it, but they just don't seem to find too many coming out from there.
No, Guangzhou Evergrande have reached them. There's certainly plenty of money there. Goal kick by Pan, 26 years of age. Only ever played for one club, Tatung. Here's the number 17, Su. Plays for Hangwen. The Hong Kong coach might well look reasonably pleased and calm. Lau. Nando. You think the two centre-halves being able to pass the ball around between themselves, which is exactly what they do now, again right on cue. I think the two centre-halves being able to pass the ball around between themselves, which is exactly what they do now, again right on cue. I think the two centre-halves being able to pass the ball around between. 2-0 the scoreline, 27 minutes gone, 18 to play. What they do now, again half, right on cue.
Well, I did say right at the start of the game, could Hong Kong start on the front foot, take the game to Chinese Taipei, and they've done that in every single area.
That ball over the top every time.
So right at the start of the game, could Hong Kong start on the front foot? I think the one take the game Hong Kong could have taken from, and they've done that in every game against that. They had 20 shots, only 5 on target. So they are creating a lot of opportunities.
Start on the front foot. Create another one here now.
They've done that in every game against that. They had 20 shots, only 5 on target.
Oh, actually, Chinese Taipei will be cool because they've not conceded now for 18 minutes.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. That's a really good point there, that concede an early goal. I've been in those situations where you are struggling to keep clean sheets and you give away a sloppy goal and the confidence just gets sapped out of you. See goal and then you just think that the floodgate's going to open and it's going to be a high-scoring game. But take credit to them, struggling a little bit. That's what happens. Really doing too much in that final third. But little periods of play like this will sort of get up the field a little bit.
And the other thing that happens is the side that's got the earliest side is sometimes too much in that sleep a little bit because, you know, they feel as though the game's won already. They get complacent. A bit early to be thinking complacency. They are strolling it to the game's won already. They get complacent. Chinese Taipei are pushing up this time. A bit early to be thinking complacency.
So the problem they have is that Hong Kong are bringing the ball out. They don't have any pressure on them. So the back line has to drop. But the problem is the back line are playing a high line, and that's why the one ball over the top is happening. If you've got players pressing, then you can squeeze up. But they're squeezing up without anybody pressing. So the back line has to drop. It doesn't say back line time. It's happening. If you've got players pressing, then you can.
Yep, and they do have that. It's just a bit of edge in pace.
It's happening. If you've got players pressing, then you can.
Yep, they do have. Tangchun Lock with 2 goals already. Plays his football in China with Guangzhou Evergrande, with Guangzhou R&F. There are 2 top teams in Guangzhou. 2 goals already. Plays his football in China with Guangzhou Evergrande, with Guangzhou R&F. There are 2 top teams in Guangzhou. Momentum. Football in China with Guangzhou inside their own half. Now it is into a more advanced situation. Nobody's here though. More advanced situation. Nobody's here though. More advanced situation. The situation of the game. 2-0 it is, and it has been since the 10th minute. So for Hong Kong, a really big test coming up on Friday when they meet Palestine. It's a grueling schedule. This time Pan does get his run right. Friday when they meet Palestine. Grueling schedule. It's encouraged to think these fellas are playing 3 matches in 6 days because he's run right. It's the World Cup schedule being like that. Grueling schedule back home. This will be just about kept in play. Well, there's nifty footwork here. He's done well to keep his balance, and this will be just about. There was a danger he was going to foul the opponent, but he did steer to safety by Su. About to keep his balance, and that'll be 3 kicks getting somewhere along the line there. Foul the opponent, but he did steer to safety.
They're brave there, so they look ball around the corner.
To keep his balance, and that'll be 3 kicks getting somewhere along the line there.
Brave there, so they look ball around the corner.
2 lambs in the Hong Kong lineup. That one was Caldwell.
Brave there, so they look ball around the corner.
2 lambs in the Hong Kong lineup. That one was Caldwell.
Brave there, so they look ball around the corner.
2 lambs in the Hong Kong lineup. Not many get the chance. Here's the right fullback, Long. Plays for Easton. Less exotically named. Once again, it's that situation of one team having so much of the possession they can run out of ideas. Once again, it's that situation of one team having so much of the possession they can run out of ideas. Once again, it's that situation of one team having so much of the possession they can run out of ideas. Once again, it's that situation of one team having so much of the possession they can run out of ideas. Once again, it's that situation of one team having so much of the possession they can run out of ideas. Once again, it's that situation of one team having so much. Once again, it's that situation of one team having so.
Alo. Tiếng hơi bé nhỉ. Tiếng hơi bé nhỉ. Phép tí anh em nhá. 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 chặn cho live trên Facebook. Sao nó chặn cho live trên Facebook. Sao nó chặn cho live trên Facebook.
nick this one. It's into the right area, that's for sure. So we know that the Chinese team is very vulnerable. And this one desperately need to get back to the dressing room.
Oh, massively.
It's into the right area, that's for sure.
I mean, it's very, very poor. I mean, you can use the excuses of tired legs, couple of games in that time. Have they used all their energy up against Indonesia and Palestine? Probably very, very two strongest in there. And you can use the excuses of you can't tired legs, couple of games in that time. Have they used all their energy up against make the mistakes that he's made? Indonesia and Palestine probably very, very two strongest in there. And you can use the excuses of you can't tired legs, couple of games in that time. Have they used all their energy up against make the mistakes that he's made? Indonesia and Palestine probably very excuses of you can't tired legs, couple of games in that time. Have they used all their energy up against make the mistakes that he's made? Excuses of you can't tired legs, couple of games in that time. Have they used all their energy up against make the mistakes that he's made? Excuses of you can't tired legs, couple of games in that time. Have they used all their energy up against make the mistakes that he's made? Excuses. Couple of games in that time. Have they used all their energy up against make the mistakes that he's made? Next couple of games on that time, have they used all their energy up again, make the mistakes that he's made. Next couple of games on that time, have they used all their energy up again, make the mistakes that he's made. Next couple of games on that time, have they used all their energy up again, make the mistakes that he's made. It wasn't, I think he felt expecting the challenge to come in. Pretty bit of skill though from Jong on the nutmeg. It wasn't, I think he felt expecting the challenge to come in. That was my initial reaction. Pretty bit of skill though from Jong on the nutmeg. It wasn't, I think he felt expecting the challenge to come in. That was my initial reaction. They may have gone to 5 at the back, just giving themselves an extra bit of cover with an extra play up. That was my initial reaction. Playing the 2 up there, they may have gone to 5 at the back, just giving themselves an extra bit of cover with an extra play up. That was my initial reaction. Playing the 2 up there, they may have gone to 5 at the back, just giving themselves an extra cover with an extra play up. That was my initial reaction.
That's the edge of the 18-yard area. Towards the halfway line. There's time for one more goal. 10 seconds left on the clock.
Ball over the top is great as well, because looking at the services in the last couple of games, ball holds up really well. Not a lot of water, pitch is very dry. He's sticking as well, he'll stick in that final third. Services in the last couple of games, ball holds up really well.
Looking for a fifth goal. And the ball is swung into the middle there, and they're still lapped onto it. Looking desperate defending. Successful so far. They're still lapped onto it. So they're shooting away on that space for the half defending. Successful so far. So they're shooting defending.
And against boys in the first half.
Goals have gone thick and fast
and against boys
throughout the 45 minutes. Goals have gone thick and fast
and against boys
throughout the 45 minutes. Actually scored the senior Chinese trade pass out. His only second appearance against Brunei back in 2015. He got his debut in a World Cup score in Brunei, and in the return leg he scored. His only second appearance for a defender. Brunei back in 2015 when the goal in this game. Senior appearance in Brunei, and in the return leg he scored. His only second appearance for a defender. Brunei back in 2015 when the goal in this game. But that is half time here in Bakassi, very... The number 6, Tan, he scored the first and the third goals here, and the number 18, Bakassi, he scored the second and the fourth. So the uniformity has been a nice first half for Hong Kong. The third goal horrible here in Bakassi. This is the way it's going. 4-0 Hong Kong lead. So a nice first half for Hong Kong. The third goal horrible here in Bakassi. This is the way it's going. 4-0 Hong Kong lead. So a nice first half for Hong Kong.
Và chào bóng của Văn Quyết. Không được. Sẽ là tình huống phát bóng lên dành cho các... Lượng người xem bây giờ đông lắm rồi. F5 là chết đấy. Cơ ơi! Quay! 1-0 dành cho cầu thủ Việt Nam. Pha phối hợp tuyệt vời giữa Công Phượng và Quang Hải. Anh Đức